Hi, I'm Ralph, and today I would like to talk about a product over project mindset. First, some history. Until the 50s, project was not a very common used term. In the 50s, with the advent of new technologies, new processes and tools, project became much more common. Pro means before and checked doing. So project essentially contained the planning part and the execution part. And for that, we introduced the role of a project manager. This project manager was responsible for coming up with the plan, finding out how to do it, the schedule, and how much all of this will cost. And here is our project management triangle: scope, schedule, budget. As a good project manager, you deliver your projects on time, on scope, and on budget. But if you really think about it, a project is nothing else than a container for all the activities we lay out in sequence. So we plan everything, we analyze everything, we design everything, we implement everything, we test everything, and at the end, we ship everything. That works well if you really know what to do, and if you can be sure that the market around you is not going to change. So let me ask you one question. Do you think it's possible as a company to deliver all your projects on scope, on time, and on budget and still fail? A quote of the former Nokia CEO comes to my mind. He was saying, "We didn't do anything wrong, but somehow we lost." Probably your projects were just running fine. I mean, Nokia had this awesome track record of really building phone after phone after phone. But the market changed. People weren't buying them anymore. In 2007, the iPhone appeared on the market and changed the game completely. So by ignoring the change in the market, by adjusting the scope, Nokia lost. And so did BlackBerry. So now let's separate from this project mindset and introduce what we call a product mindset. So let's go out into the market. Let's try to understand what our customers currently really need. What is their problems, their pains? How can we help them essentially? By doing that, we then derive our scope. Once we have our scope, it probably is too much to do in a short time frame. So we have to really ask ourselves, what's the highest, out of the scope, what's the highest possible value? What's the minimum viable product we can ship? What's the minimum things we need to do in order to validate our assumption regarding the market? And then we execute that. And by having a working product quickly, we can give it out to the market and collect feedback. And by establishing this feedback loop, we drive the triangle by changing the scope accordingly, by maybe adjusting the schedule accordingly, and also finding out what's the budget we really need. So this is what we call a product mindset. Now again, if you contrast that to the project mindset, which is still very common in most of the companies essentially, is that a project manager comes up with the plan for the scope, schedule, and the budget. This gets approved by a steering board or some other entity higher up in the company. And then a couple of months later, this project is initiated and then it's executed. And as a good project manager, you deliver the scope on time and on budget. If you do the right thing, that's actually a secondary thought. So we completely ignore everything which is happening around us because our plan could still be perfect, but the market around us changes. And if we don't accept that, if we don't cope with that, we'll be the next Nokia. So, product mindset over a classical project mindset. And that's again a big leap forward for most enterprises. I'm Ralph Jocham. I'm also a PhD with Scrum.org, and I would like to welcome you to one of my product owner trainings I teach in Europe. Thank you.